I think the development phase
If so,
should be
how
the.
can okay? If so, how can you justify your answer?
I mean, to keep in the documents like how we do in the phase 1 and 2, that's really easy. But to implement that and to keep that system running, I guess the development team has to take care of everything that there are no bugs. I mean, that's a testing, but they have to make sure that whatever documentation is given by BA, that
Hmm.
should be uh, that should be exactly how they present the software or any system. So I
Okay.
think that takes time, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So, your thinking is good, but the thing here is that we need to complete our project within specified period of time, right? If the client is giving 1 year,
Yeah,
so there should be some deadline for each and every phase.
yeah,
If you take first phase, there will be a deadline. If you take second phase, there will be a deadline. If you take third phase, there will be a deadline. The longest phase is maintenance phase. Why?
okay,
Because as I said, so we are going to provide maintenance support as long as the project exists.
okay,
So it's a
got it.
continuous process. So continuous cycle. So in maintenance phase, you will be getting bugs, or the client wants to enhance some features, or the client wants to add some more third-party integrations to his application. So in one way or other, he will be taking support. So we are going to provide support till the project exists.
Okay,
So that is why the maintenance phase is the longest phase.
okay,
Okay.
got it.
Now, these are the 6 phases, and this is about SDLC. Now we have one small topic in this, that is version controlling system. So what is version controlling system? So version controlling tools, it is also known as version controlling system, and version controlling system is also known as source control or revision control. Okay. Version controlling system explains the management of changes that we are doing for a particular file or a particular application or particular website, or any changes or changes that are done to a document. So it explains the management of changes that we are going to do. Okay. So generally these changes are identified in the form of a number or a letter, which are known as version labels or revision labels. For example, let us assume that we are developing a ATM application system. Okay. So first, when we start the development of ATM application system, we will name the project name as ATM application 1.0. So every version starts with 1.0. Okay. Now, if we are making any changes to that ATM 1.0, then we are going to change the version. So it will become ATM 1.1, ATM 1.1 version. So before going to ATM 1.1 version, we are going to save the previous versions. Okay. So while changing the version, so we are going to note the timestamp and the person who is making the changes and what kind of changes are made. So saving the previous versions is nothing but a version control system. Okay. To save these previous versions, we are going to use different softwares. So one is WinCVS, and another one is Visual Source Safe, and third one is a Rational Clear Case. So these are different softwares which we are going to use. So this is done by a developer, not by a BA. Okay. So just I am explaining a concept called as version controlling system. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, this is done by the developer. So before changing the version, for example, I will say now you are developing a project for ATM application system, and client has given some requirements. So he says that uh, in one of his requirement is if customer is giving the customer is giving wrong password for 3 times, then the system should block the card for 24 hours. So you might be having a knowledge of how to use ATM cards, right? So
Yeah.
just you are going to dip your card in the ATM center, and if you give wrong password for 3 times, then what happens is the system will block your card. It says you have exceeded maximum attempts and your card is blocked. So automatically after 24 hours, then your card will be getting activated. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the initial requirement the client has given to us. Now we have started doing these requirements in version 1.0. Now after 2 or 3 months while developing, the client comes again to us and says, boss, we have changed one requirement. That is, initially we said that if wrong password is given for 3 times, then the system should block the card for 24 hours. But recently we have changed that requirement. It is not 3 times. If the customer is giving password wrongly for 5 times, the system should block the card for 48 hours, not for 24 hours. So this is
Okay.
the change the client is saying to us. Now, if I want to implement this change, what I do is first I will save version 1.0, ATM version 1.0, whatever the development I made in ATM 1.0, I am going to save that version. So to
Okay.
save that version, the developer will be using softwares called as WinCVS or Visual Source Safe or Rational Clear Case. So they are going to save that version in these softwares, and they are going to take a copy of this version and they will rename that copy as a version 1.1. And in that
Okay.
version 1.1, they are going to make changes.
Okay.
Okay. So why to maintain a version controlling system in the sense, for example, now if you are not maintaining version controlling systems, okay, now if in ATM 1.0 you are directly making changes. Now after some days again the client comes, but whatever the requirement change we have given, it is not going to work with us. Please continue with the old requirements. Now you did not save the old version. Now what you have to do is you have to start your development work from the scratch level again.
Yeah.
Why? Because you did not save your version. So if you would have saved this version, so what you will do, you will take the version 1.0 and you will continue with that.
Okay.
Okay. So
For any minor changes, we will, I mean, developers, they save that the previous version and they make changes.
yeah, exactly. If any requirement changes are there, so the developer is going to create a new version. Not only
Okay.
developer, developer is going to control technical versions. And as a BA, we are going to do functional versions. So technical in the sense, whatever the changes that are done technically, like code change or some requirement changes. And functional changes are like, if we are changing, suppose if you are drafting SRS document, okay, in SRS document also we are going to maintain version history. That is version 1.0. We will say that it has an initial draft and the person who is drafting this SRS document. Now after drafted your initial version 1.0, you will show it to the client. Now suppose if the client is telling any changes, now we are going to maintain version here. Then we will go to version 1.1 and we will say that changes are made according to the client request and what kind of changes he has specified, where the changes we are making and who is making the changes. Okay.
Okay.
So related to the documentation part and functional part, BA will be taking care. And related to the technical part, developer will be taking care.
Okay.
Okay, this I will explain you once again when we go through real-time scenarios. I said I am going to explain you two real-time project scenarios. At that point of time, I will be showing you.
Okay.
Okay. So this is about version controlling system, and we have one more topic called as artifacts. So artifacts are nothing but the end result of an activity or the outcome of an activity is called as artifacts in BA terminology. So
Oh,
they are also known as a product deliverables or outcome or the business products. So while explaining each and every phase, I was saying the final result of phase 1 is preparation of SRS documentation, presentation and sign off. So in
yeah.
BA terminology, we are going to say that the artifacts of phase 1.
Okay.
So the end result of phase 2 is preparation of prototypes and markers, presentation and sign off. In BA terminology, we are going to say that the artifacts of phase 2. It is nothing but
Oh,
the end result of an activity or the outcome which we are getting from the activity.
okay.
Okay. So this is all about our module number 2. So do you have any doubts, Madhuri?
Um, no, as of now, nothing. I have taken some notes and also I'll have this recording. So if I'll just go through that, and if I have anything, I'll ask you tomorrow.
Sure, no problem. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you won't be having class. So
Oh
as I
yeah.
said,
Okay.
yeah, as I said, we are going to have classes only from Monday to Friday. That is according to IST timings.
Yeah.
So again, we are going to meet on third day. That is Monday.
Okay.
Okay. So in these 2 days, you can go through the notes and you can go through the recording videos. If you have any doubts, you can just pen down those doubts and you can ask me in the next class. I will be explaining you.
Okay. Sure.
So
Thank you.
so far, I guess everything is clear.
Yeah. Everything is clear as of now.
Okay. Thank you, Madhuri. And we will meet on
Thank
Monday.
you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.